All right, guys. So this video is going to be about the 2009 and all the other years it works on. The 2009 Suburban Tahoe Silverado driver's side motor mount. I believe the passenger side is the same, but I did the driver's side. So the question is it a DIY type job? And the answer is yes, it is, with a couple caveats there, and those caveats being the right tools. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Ryobi, but this Ryobi half-inch impact here is a lifesaver. So I would say if you're going to do this job yourself, a half-inch impact will work. You don't have to have it. It just makes it a heck of a lot easier. This impact itself is $100, and then the battery and the charger are also extra. But anyway, so this was the motor mount that I pulled out and replaced. I had a mechanic buddy of mine do this job a year ago for me, and I think he charged me like 80 or $100 to do it, which was a great deal. And the motor mount itself is $100, so it's probably about $200 for the whole job. And the motor was lunging forward like you've seen in all the other videos. And typical broken motor mount, I guess it's a pretty common problem. What isn't so common, I guess, is this is right at a year later, it's broken again. So I talked to him about it. He came over and looked at it, and he said, yep, same thing. He's like, it's hard to believe. So I bought a Duralast. This is what I bought, a Duralast 3211 part number. It was under warranty, so I did get this motor mount or the replacement for free. So I want to bring you over here to the car real quick, and keep in mind that I had swivels and half-inch drive extensions and all that good stuff, and a good socket set. So anyway, let's come over here real quick and I'll show you what I did. I watched a couple videos where these guys said, oh, it's quick and easy, no big deal, just you don't even need to take this steering linkage out. And so I got out here and I took these 3 bolts out of the motor mount. You can see there's 1, 2, and then 3, kind of halfway hidden by the heat shield there. I took those out without removing the steering linkage, and then I got under the vehicle, and there is a giant axle in the way. And so I went back to YouTube and I saw some other videos that were a little unclear. So I figured I would just do this real quick just to show you guys it is doable. I am not a mechanic, but I wrench on stuff in my driveway. So anyway, I did take this steering linkage out. You take this bolt out. Sorry about my bad camera here. You take this bolt out right here, and then down here there is a bolt at the bottom side of this boot. It's an 11 millimeter on a 2009 Suburban, and that's a 15 millimeter. You take those 2 bolts out, this whole assembly comes out, and then you've got these 3 bolts down here on the motor mount. And then the hardest part of the whole thing, and the reason you have to remove this, is the 4 bolts. There's 1 up here, 2, and then 2 on the other side. You do have to remove the tire, and the reason you have to remove the tire is for these 2 bolts. See if I can get it there. Those two bolts there. The one in the very back with a swivel and the impact was actually the, sorry for all the shaking. The one in the back with the impact was the easiest one to get. Not this one, but the one underneath. And the others I got with extensions. There's a plane flying over, sorry. The others I got with extensions and combination of deep well and regular 15 millimeter sockets. So the 4 bolts into the block are 15s. These 3 down here 15s. These 3 with swivel socket and a 15 millimeter you can get pretty easy. You don't need to take this out to get those out, but it is imperative to take out this steering linkage to get the other bolts out, just because you need the room to be able to move a ratchet. So what I did is I jacked the truck up and I put jack stands under this front axle here, and then I went under the, that was the other question. I didn't understand where to jack it up from, so I'll get under the vehicle real quick and show you. Okay, so there is the fuel filter, and I jacked it up right there. So I just put the jack with two 2x4s under it and lifted it up enough. I also heard people say that the motor mount would come out through the bottom under here. Not the case. The motor mount comes out. Focus here. The motor mount, you'll have enough room once you jack it up. There'll be enough space with this steering linkage out, obviously. There'll be enough space here where that thing comes out. So it took me probably an hour and a half or so. And that was also figuring out that it wasn't going to work by taking the bolts out underneath the vehicle because it was four-wheel drive. So the two-wheel drive and the four-wheel drive is different, I guess, and that was kind of what took me so long to figure that out. Once I realized that I had to take everything out from the top except that one bolt, that back corner bolt on the block, everything else comes out from the top, including the motor mount, and it goes back in the same way. So anyway, I hope this helps somebody. Hope it saves you some time. Good luck and God bless.